All right, we are here. This is actually week number 6. Brendan Rendo with the Homes in Orlando team and Mr. Wilkerson here from Palm Investments. Tim?
Hey, a lot of going on.
This thing just keeps moving along and along and along. They kind of left a little messy this week, though.
This is a tragedy. I hadn't been here in a few days, and when I was pulling up, and sorry for being late, when I pulled up, I just noticed from one end to the other is bad. We knew we were buying a Bobcat, and we've got our truck, and we've got
nice new little toy. Al's on it down the road.
Yeah, we've got, we've had the truck for a while. That's a new trailer, another one we bought, and Al's been trying to get me to buy a Bobcat. He located one, and so we knew about for the last week and a half we were going to buy one. So I didn't have normal cleanup done by the other guys because we can do it ourselves now. So yeah, it's a tragedy, but I'll take care of it in 2 or 3 days. This thing will be looking like we like it.
So since the last time, you weren't able to make it with me last week, but last I was here, they had the paper on the roof, but didn't have the shingles, didn't have the door in yet, and didn't have any drywall. And this wasn't cleaned up yet. This came out nice. This looks good.
The tree is now, it had the same thing as the rest of the area. It just hadn't been tended to. We got a really good tree trimming outfit. They came in, and you see they take care of business. It looks good. They even cleaned up the bottom, which looked pretty ragged. Again, in 2 or 3 days, this all looked pretty good.
Yeah. So let's take a look in. So in 6 weeks, we've gone basically from the slab to being drywalled in. So that's a good clip. That's a very good clip.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. The finisher, we had a screw inspection either today or maybe tomorrow. They come inspect, make sure the drywall is screwed off properly, and then we'll do the finishing and the finishing texture. That probably happened right at the end of the week.
That's what all of our all-purpose joint compound is for, correct?
Yep. And then the painter probably Monday of next week we'll start.
Wow. So now, where this was all framed out, and we kind of looked through the whole house, we really get the definition of where everything is. Our electrical panel, our HVAC is going to sit there. So all the electrical work's done in the house currently.
All of the rough end, the electrical behind. Yeah, the next time they are here, it will be after the paint, and that'll be to put in the lighting package.
Gotcha.
Lighting package, I think, is scheduled for delivery here in a couple of days. Actually, it'll be next week.
So when we come in, we can truly define where everything is now. So this is going to be our living room right here. And then we've got our kitchen that's going to go up over there. You can see where the sink's going to be.
Yep.
Pantry. Then we got our small bedroom back here. Then we come up to the entrance.
Yep. This door is our temporary door.
Yep.
We put in a much nicer door. This one, 3 or 4 weeks.
Helps it, keeps it dry inside.
Yeah, it's part of the process.
Yep. So then we got 1 bedroom here. How big are the bedrooms?
Oh, probably 14 by 12. They're not large. They're I call these like Deltona houses size-wise, because every square foot you increase costs more money. And in Florida, the building costs are very expensive. So if you have a nice 20 by 20 master, then you're in a $500,000 house.
And come in, and you got, this will be the second bath. Now I've got a question for you. You see a lot of times when the builders are doing the builds, they'll put the bathtub in and they'll put water in it. Why is that?
They test it because it's got to be, that's literally part of the inspection / test.
Okay.
And the inspector has to, so when the plumber puts that in, they put water in it, and it's got a plug and etc. to hold it in place, to hold the water in place. So when the inspector comes in a couple of days later,
Okay.
if the water has went down at all, or if there's a water leak anywhere on the floor, it's visible.
Okay. Then we got that cement board over there
Yep.
to put the tile on. All right. So this one is really moving. How long, when they come in and put the texture on, will that take them, what, an afternoon, a day,
Yeah.
roughly?
Yeah, they can do the texture itself, the spray on. They'll take about an hour to tape things off, and then it probably takes them an hour. To a couple hours to texture it. So
Okay.
it goes pretty quick. They're here less than half of a day. I think they can probably do 3 or 4 houses a day for that crew. And then it usually takes a day to dry without the painter being here.
Yeah.
It takes about an additional day to dry.
Okay.
So
And then we're in the master. This is actually a nice size master. You could easily fit a king size bed in here with no trouble whatsoever. And that goes into your master bath. One thing I noted on another video was that you put in the doors that recede into the wall.
yeah, the pocket doors.
The pocket doors.
Those, I don't like the pocket doors, but I like what it does for you.
Yeah.
It literally builds space that you don't have a door swing to consider.
Yeah. And when you've got a room this size, if you want to put something there, put some, it keeps that wall open because you don't have
Yeah.
to worry about the door sliding and hitting the dresser or
Yeah.
the nightstand or whatever you may have.
It's a
over there.
smart use of space, but again, I just don't like pocket doors, but I like the effect you get. If you had to consider that space, you might have to have, a 3-foot door. You'd have to have a 3-foot larger room to gain the same usage.
Space. Gotcha.
But, it's part of the Florida process in particular, or the southern process, where we use those a lot.
Yeah. And then we're going to have our master bath in here, dual vanities, another pocket door, then a nice walk-in shower.
Yep. Yeah, I can actually begin to schedule, and we didn't schedule today. We're scheduling tomorrow, so we can probably have that going on end of next week.
Okay. But really, when you look at other builders, the speed that you're doing it in is, quite honestly, pretty impressive.
You know, it's humorous. I really enjoy hearing that, first of all, because we do try. But all you have to do is show up and do your job. That's what I've told a couple of people, and they go like, yeah, just the concept of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
These days, especially.
Yeah. Yeah, so this week is drywall finishing. Not much else happens this week after they hang, and then you do your screw inspection, your tape and finish, and then the texturing towards the end of this week. Painting will start probably Monday next week. I've got to look at the schedule, but the shower tile at the end of next week. Cabinets will come into this week or early next week. So while the tile is going on, the cabinets are going in. So by the end of next week, we'll probably see cabinets either built or partially built so that the counter guy can come do these templating. So
Gotcha.
the end of next week is a big move forward point. So at the same time, you'll see the cabinets partially finished. Looks like they're not where they should be, but they actually are where they need to be. So the tile guy will be here. The painter will have finished at the end of next week. The cabinets will be partially built. The counter guy comes and does his templating so that early the following week, the counters go on. So in like 2 weeks from tomorrow, we'll be trimming this thing out.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it really goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, because our early discussion was towards the end of December.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, this thing.
We're way ahead of that.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
I don't even know how we do it. I mean,
November?
except we just show up and,
Yeah.
We just show up and schedule. But our subs are part of it. We've gotten so good at scheduling and dependable wise.
Yes.
And we do this and we hit our dates.
When you're not having to chase subs around, hey, why aren't you there? You know, you told me you'd be there today, you're not here.
Part of it is our scheduling abilities, if you know what I mean, because scheduling is too positional, meaning we have to be here. We have to schedule. We have to get it right. The subs have to follow on those dates so that
everything flows.
Yeah, the guy behind him has had a 2-week notice.
Yep.
And we did it before we scheduled them, before the guy ahead of them was even here.
Gotcha.
So it's not only our ability, but it is our ability. It's our vision. It's our subs follow through, and it's the subs guy behind them follow through. Really, you know, I mean, it's an intricate process. Not horribly complicated, but it's.
But keeping it all on track, that's your job.
That's our job.
That's why you're the general.
I've got good people. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the stucco guy. I'll have to get. I know we've already had this inspected. Stucco should be happening here pretty soon.
Yeah, I see all the wire for the stucco. What is this called?
That is, well, we call it wire lath, but it's not wire anymore. It's
true.
It's corner bead.
Okay.
And last few years they started using the PVC corner bead, and seemingly no issues. We haven't ever had any issues. In fact, it's maybe even better because there's no chance of
rusting.
Yeah.
What you see in a lot of the older homes with the stucco on the corners.
Yeah.
Where you get one crack, you get the water down through, and all of a sudden it starts to rust behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And and if you get water behind stucco, it delaminates and it falls off in big old sheets.
Big old chunks. Yep. So we'll take a walk down to the next couple.
So tomorrow I'll probably call the guy to come out and do the septic.
Okay.
We still
I see the clean out is on this side for this house.
Normally you get the drywall done and the stucco before you bring the septic, because you don't want them driving over. Right? Yep. Because there'll be a pile of sand here, although there's piles of sand here, but they'll bring their stucco sand. So we've got to let him, I'll schedule the septic guy, but we've got to let the stucco get here and get his work done.
Yep.
So, but he can probably come here in no more than 2 weeks and get his stuff done. So that's how close we are. Once he's here, once the stucco's in, the drywall's in, the paint has happened, and the septic's in, we will grade this thing and we'll put a driveway in. So we're a month or less from having a driveway poured.
Jeez.
Probably 3 weeks.
Now, have you decided, are you going to do the
brick?
pavers?
I was thinking about it. In fact, I was thinking over the weekend about it. I would like to, and if I need to price it and just see if there's the value there. It's probably $2,000 more per driveway to do the pavers. I'd like to. I would like to. I don't know if I'll get the money out of it, but sometimes we do those things anyway for the look. And this would be a great place to do it.
Yes. Yeah, especially with the 4 in a row.
Yeah.
What is that thing?
That looks like that's some type of service to the old house. There was one house here on this big lot. I'm not sure. I don't know. You think maybe that was the well?
I'm thinking it may have been the well at one time.
I bet it was.
Because now you've got city water with these.
Yeah, I bet
it kind of looks like a wellhead, doesn't it?
It does look like it could have been the well casing.
Yeah, I bet you it was.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yep, I bet you it was.
Yeah. So there's a pump somewhere down there. We'll have to dig around that and get that thing all cut off. Yep. Our man Al will take care of that.
So this is our St. Croix, and we've got our roof on this one. And I see you got a solar panel exhaust on the top. Help take all the hot air out of the attic here in Florida.
Yeah, I've got to make sure we're supposed to have one on that. I'll check tomorrow when I come. I really prefer that fan to be put in the other way, but it works either way. Thank goodness in Florida. We're in Florida, it's hard to miss the sun.
Yeah, very true. So this one is kind of where we were last week with the Harbor Island completely framed out.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
Every week you kind of take the same picture and you move over one house.
Yep.
Yeah. So the framing is complete here, as you can see.
One of my favorite features on this one is the cathedral ceilings.
Is the what?
The cathedral ceilings.
Yeah. This is a good house. When we designed this one 20-something years ago, and we've changed it a little bit through the years, not on the interior. There used to be an additional wall here that we never liked, and we stopped building it. Who knows why it was even there. So we made some changes, but it's still largely the same house we started 2003, if I'm not mistaken.
So we got next, we see the electrical's all roughed in. So it looks like you're about ready to put drywall up in this one.
Yeah, I think it was today, it's either today or tomorrow, our inspection, the MEP, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing inspection, and at that point in time you also get the window buck and the door buck inspection. We've got our door in, as you see. That is our permanent door.
Okay.
And framing, they do a combination framing inspection. So I think that happened today. Cody does a lot of the scheduling for me anymore. So we'll probably have the insulation guy here Wednesday, Thursday this week. Get it done, and then the drywall is probably being stocked at the end of the week so they can start either late week or early next week. So in 2 weeks, the drywall texture will be being sprayed and the painter will be walking in. So the painter will probably go from one house to the next
house.
Yeah.
So got Al out front playing with your Bobcat.
Yeah.
Cleaning up the yard.
Yeah, it's a wreck. It was a wreck. He'll take care of it.
Yep. So it is. It actually is like taking a picture from one to the next, because this is where this one was last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're ready. Put the paper on. Get ready to shingle the roof.
Yeah, this one, again, we had several inspections today. I believe the decking inspection was today. On the way out of here, I'll check the boxes, but so we should get this. There's our roofing dry-in materials. We should get this dried in tomorrow or Wednesday.
Rhino. Okay.
Yeah, we do the synthetic and.
Do you know, insurance-wise, that will give you a discount for using that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's a couple different underlayments that will get an additional discount on the insurance over older style. I'm pretty positive that's one of them.
That's nice. We need to.
I'll check that with Steve.
Okay.
And make sure.
Yeah, we've been using that.
But I believe it is. I believe that's one of the ones that they give.
Yeah,
They give
and then
an extra discount.
the part of our underlayment is the peel and stick on the valleys. The valleys are. It's not the hips. It's just the valleys where that goes, and this house has quite a few valleys.
So this one doesn't have our electrical yet.
No,
and doesn't have our ductwork HVAC.
Yep. So the process. The framer looks like he just finished, and again, I used to know all of this, and I'm on the kind of on the advanced side, trying to develop the houses instead of schedule them anymore. Develop the business rather than the house. But this one, I'm pretty sure got a decking inspection today, and then the next process. So in other words, you see the framing is done, trusses are done. The process after that is the decking inspection. And then, to make sure it's nailed down properly. And again, the hurricane straps, et cetera, et cetera. Hurricane clips on the plywood. Then they do the deck, the inspection, then the underlayment, then our MEP guys come in so that when they put their ductwork inside, it doesn't get rained on.
Doesn't get rained on. Okay.
Yeah, it dries in the house, even without the door and the windows, but the doors and windows are probably scheduled for this midweek.
Okay.
Again, I don't
Yep.
remember all those dates. Thank goodness we're so busy that I can't keep track of it all anymore. But I have someone who can.
That's good. All right.
Yeah, I love it. This house is really for the size.
It's a good house, well built, well laid out, and quite honestly, for the value. I've seen the quality of the other builders, and it's just not. It's not the same.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I really enjoy hearing that, and you know, it's worth working for.
Yep. So we got this one. We got the last one, the Harbor, down at the bottom of the hill, kind of like the stepchild.
Yeah. Last but not least.
Yep. I can't remember if we had the block up or not.
I don't think so. I may be mistaken.
So they've got all the trusses ready to go.
Yep, you can see on the inside, he's been in there and he snapped out the lines.
Yep.
The red chalk on the slab inside. So the framer has indeed finished. Yep.
Got all your
package.
framing package right there.
I'm guessing the crane will be here tomorrow.
And that's all your decking right there.
Yep, either tomorrow or the next day for sure. It looks like he's ready for that. The straps are in. In fact, I'm pretty sure it'll be tomorrow. He's got the pre-builds done, which is that's the part he can pre-build. The rest of it is he gets the crane, sets that, then he flies the trusses individually. And that pre-build, actually, you see the way it's kind of already braced where he sets in. There's one long truss. And then all the trusses facing the other way brace it off. So he sets that first, locks that in, and then when he sets his single trusses right next to it, he just temporary nails them.
Gotcha.
So it's a good process. The house is designed to actually build, if you follow what I mean.
Yep.
It's not a difficult truss set. Like some of the houses that can be custom houses haven't went through the process long enough to be a good build. Mm-hmm. They might be a great house, but the framer and the designer haven't worked long enough to have those pre-build things in place to make it easy to build.
Gotcha.
Setting trusses is no easy feat. Yeah, it's a mess though. You see concrete over there, but we hear Al. Okay. Al's working. He's got his machine. He's a happy guy now.
Yeah. It's air conditioned.
I know. Yeah.
I peeked my head in. It's like, oh, it's got AC. That's gotta have that. I couldn't imagine sitting in that little.
Yeah, nice new Bobcat with AC and wide tracks. It's a machine. It's a nice one.
Yep. So that's our update for this week. We'll see you all next week, week 7, and we'll just see how far that Harbor Island is. Take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
See ya.